Patti House is with us, volunteer events director, that is, at Fort Lee Historic Site for what's going on Memorial Day. Hi, Patti.
Hi, how are you this morning?
I'm okay. I have this frog that keeps wanting to live in my throat. It's making me mad. So, Memorial Day should be a big day for you all, huh?
It is a big day. We'll be there dressed in our period clothing. Several reenactors will be there. We'll fire George, the 1861 veteran of the Civil War, sometime during the day that day. And we'll honor the memory of those who have died serving our country.
And you're going to shoot the cannon, right?
Yes, we're going to shoot the cannon. Yes, we will.
Yay! I love when you do that because for an hour afterwards, everyone's like, what happened? What happened? Did we have an earthquake? I'm like, well, if you listen to my show, you would have known it was a cannon. So you do that because, a lot of people have never seen a cannon go off other than in a movie.
That's very true. And it's the process of firing a Civil War cannon is very interesting. It's a step-by-step process. The guys are very safe. Of course, during the Civil War, they would have been going off very quickly. But this one, they'll take time. They'll show the visitors all the process of loading and firing and the sound afterwards.
Now, I watched somebody fire a cannon once upon a time. They're loud, so get ready for that. But
right.
The process of firing a cannon back in those days was long. I don't know how anybody won a war with a cannon back in those days because it took forever.
It did, but they were very accurate. So
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. So the reenactors are going to be camped out all inside all that earthly fort?
There won't be camping this time. We'll be there from 9 to 3 on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And we have 2 cannons, so the other one will be fired on Saturday and Sunday, and then Monday they'll fire the actual veteran George, our 1861 Woodruff cannon.
Is there any way I could borrow one of those? I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Just for fun. 4th of July's coming up. I just thought it might be fun to just, blow something away. All right. So, where do the reenactors come from? Because they can't all be from here.
No, they're not from here. We'll have some just in the vicinity. We do have a very local, dedicated local group that comes from the Cape Girardeau area. Mm-hmm. But we do have some Turner Brigade members from St. Louis that'll be there on Saturday.
I always think of this when you and I talk because I've been to so many museums where some of the uniforms are on display, and people were smaller back then. They just were. So do you only have, people from Lilliput doing the reenacting, or where are you getting these big old uniforms? Can you get replicas?
Yes, there are sutlers. Sutlers traveled with the soldiers and sold them goods, that they would have needed on the battlefield. So there are modern-day sutlers, not in Cape, so to speak, but if you go online and you look up sutler, there are modern-day sutlers that come to these big reenactments, and you can buy your uniforms and goods there.
Okay.
I was lucky with my dresses. I had a very dear friend who has since passed that made all my dresses. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the women do so. Unfortunately, I do not. So,
I don't either.
They make their own clothing.
Yeah.
And in St. Louis in March of every year, there's what's called a swap meet at the Lee May Pavilion, where people that are getting out of the reenacting sell their goods.
Okay.
So that's another place people buy things.
Nice to reuse it. There's a hole in the armpit of my awesome robe, and it's everything I can do to figure out how to sew that shut. So I don't know. I don't know how people sew, and I don't care because I can cook. All right. So you are honoring the memory of U.S. soldiers, and not just those who have died. Those who have died, because Veterans Day is for everyone who serves, but Memorial Day is for the ones who passed away.
Yes, exactly, who died during service. Yes.
So, it's past and present, because just because they didn't die in the Civil War doesn't mean we're not thinking about them.
Right. It was started just after the Civil War, called Decorations Day, where communities would get together and go to cemeteries and decorate the graves.
So do you have any speakers or people who are talking about these sorts of historical facts?
We're always there to answer questions, and we get a lot of good questions. So not specifically, but yet all of us are there. If you have a question, come ask us. If we don't know the answer, we'll try to find somebody that does. So it's not really speakers, but it's a time where you can visit with reenactors and you can talk about different battles. You can talk about your ancestors. A lot of people come seeking information about their own ancestors that had served.
What about the rain that's in the forecast? Is that going to hurt the rhubarb here?
We'll still be there. We can't fire the cannon if there's a thunderstorm or be out in the rain. We wouldn't want anybody to be out there, but
I'll do it. I'll do it.
But we do have the wonderful roof now on the stone building, so it's been wonderful. We could just be in there, and the displays are there, and we can talk to people. We have our little sutler area where we talk about sutlers that did travel with the soldiers. So we'll be there.
Yeah, this is awesome. It's an early 20th century example of people who want to preserve the past. So if you want to hear the cannon go off, hopefully Memorial Day, these showers move out. It's, weatherman can't get it right 3 days in advance, so I'm not too worried about it, but we'll see what happens. But get yourselves out there 9 to 3 Saturday through Monday, the 23rd through the 25th, and just go to Fort D, go to South Sprague, take a left by the old school, and you'll run into it. It's called Fort Street. If you need to put it in your navigation, it's pretty easy to find. And the fort is the actual earthen wall. The rock building is put there afterward, just so people remember.
That is correct.
Well, Patti, thank you for your information this morning. She's the volunteer events director at Fort D Historic Site. The Memorial Day weekend should be lots of fun. Rain, stay away. Thanks, Patti.
Yeah. Thank you, Fawn. Have a great weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.